along with the stress of preparing Thanksgiving dinner. First, you've got to get there. The onslaught of travelers means airport workers, especially chaplains, are busy too. These men and women of the cloth help comfort stressed out passengers. Joining us via Skype is Reverend Chris Piasta, chaplain for New York Airports and media officer for the International Association of Civil Aviation Chaplains. Reverend Piasta, thank you so much for joining us. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, I don't think the average person necessarily knows that most major airports not only have chaplains, but chapels. What are some of your core duties and responsibilities?
Well, we really don't have a very good, well-written job description. We are walking through the airports, and we're looking for, as we call it, trouble. We are looking for any signs of stress, any signs of fatigue, any people that might have any problems, beginning with the employees and ending with, of course, the passengers.
And so just be a little more specific. What are some of the things that you do in terms of helping and ministering to the travelers?
Well, travelers quite often are afraid of flying or afraid of catching connecting flights. Many of them are flying because of sad reasons, because they're attending funerals. Many of them are traveling because they are hoping to get a new job. These are just a few of many issues that I'm dealing with.
And do you roam the airport just looking for someone that you think has needs, or how do you connect with the people that need your ministry?
It's very easy. After you spend some time at the airport, you quite easily determine who is in a mode of looking for something or somewhat lost. You can see it right away in their eyes that they are not at home, they are stressed by something, and they definitely need some kind of assistance. And when I greet them, when I simply open up myself to them, I see the reaction of joy, of happiness, smile, and that opens up the discussion.
Give me some examples of some of the situations that people are in where you can offer your assistance.
For example, one of the major issues is looking for a way of getting from one terminal to another, looking for a restroom. That's also a very important thing. Quite often, people are trying to get in touch with their family members, so they're looking for opportunity to check their email or make a phone call. Or sometimes you see somebody very, very sad, and then of course that is a flag for me to approach if this is a good idea.
Is it a part of your goal to evangelize?
Not necessarily. We, of course, are responding to the spiritual needs. Many of us are, of course, focusing on people of particular faiths and traditions, but we never ask, what is your religion? What is your tradition? We simply ask, can I help you? And it's not unheard of. Actually, it's quite often that people of different religions are approaching ministers of quite distant religions, simply asking for help, and that's what we do.
And the chaplains that are available, do they run the gamut of different religious faiths?
Yes, we typically represent a particular faith or a particular tradition, but we don't necessarily narrow ourselves down to that particular tradition. We are serving everybody.
Very interesting. I'm just wondering on a personal level for you, as an airport chaplain, I imagine you're always on the go. You do not have a consistent flock or congregation, if you will. I'm imagining that you're not necessarily performing weddings or visiting the sick in a hospital.
Oh, no.
Or funerals.
I would have to interrupt you and say, yes, we do perform weddings too. Yes.
Do you? But yes. You know what? You understand what I mean. You don't have that traditional relationship with a set community, and so does that make your role as a man of the cloth more difficult for you?
Yes and no. I mean, I have to say that we have a particular group of people that we see more often. These are airport employees, and at JFK, that's about 36,000 of them. And these we know much better. They're coming to us more often. Also, plane crews, flight attendants, pilots. I see some of them quite regularly. I know their routes. I know what they do. But when it comes to passengers, yes, you're right. We see them usually once. And this is what we call the ministry of presence. Either we are there to answer their needs, to be there, to approach with our attitude, or we lose the opportunity. That's how we see that.
And does your job get easier or harder during the holidays with so many people traveling, and with this holiday, probably a lot of people stranded because of the weather?
You know, sometimes in the midst of all the exhaustion, and you see people that are tired, they're stressed out. But during holidays, there is something else going on. They know it's a different time, and any sign of compassion, any sign of help, they take much with different attitude, and probably we remember that more profoundly, because this is what we are receiving in terms of their mails, emails, phone calls afterwards. They said, well, this was a very memorable Christmas or Thanksgiving. They do remember these things quite well.
All right. Well, Chaplain Chris Piasta, we thank you so much for being on Rise America. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Same to you. Thank you.